Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Coffees with James. I'm James, and this show you're watching on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and BitChute is my morning coffee show. I try to get on BitChute, so yeah, keep praising about BitChute here, but it's just been kind of a hassle trying to get on BitChute. It's a good video platform. The problem is that they're still kind of underdeveloped. Just a pain in the ass to fucking do. So, what are we going to talk about today? I've talked about election meddling, talked about fraud, talked about all sorts of shit. Might as well talk about lockdowns that are coming. Hopefully, if, I'm hoping they don't come because the more evidence that shows up that Biden was not elected, and the more evidence of fraud, the better, because I am not ready to have a lockdown. Now, most of you people don't realize this, but one of Biden's promises was to have a 3-month lockdown. Now, you may be thinking, oh, that's great, we can stop the virus. And let me tell you something, folks. They were never, even if we had the vaccine, we shut down the entire economy, they were never, and I mean this too, never, ever, they were never going to give us freedom. They were never going to say life is going back to normal. Oh, you still have to wear a mask. Oh, you still have to, step and fetch for us. And it's like, really? Like, we did everything. Can we just go back to our normal lives? But no, we can't. I'm going to say 9 by 10. 9 by 10. It's actually 8 by 10, but I'm adding another inch on there. So 19 plus 19. Okay, 19 plus 19. Shit, give me a second. But it's this madness in the sense that's just really boggling my mind. This. It just boggles my mind that people are willing to give their freedoms and everything away because they're afraid. Oh, I don't want to get corona and all that stuff. Do you remember the three-month lockdown? I remember. I was in a Democratic city. They shut down the gyms. They shut down the liquor stores. Excuse me. Yeah, they shut down the liquor stores. They shut down everything except for dispensaries, except for fucking food stores, the big major food stores. They shut down everything that wasn't like a conglomerate. I know most of you retail people were like, I was fine. Yeah, you were fine. You were fine because you worked in a retail store. And tell me how fucking hard it was, too. Now, and most of you motherfuckers are so happy that you voted Trump out of office, you didn't realize that Biden was, even if we had the vaccine, Biden was still gonna fucking put us in lockdown. I don't care if we have the vaccine, we're going to put you in lockdown anyways. We're going to save lives. Even though the fucking WHO and everybody else, by the way, I'm rapping duck here if you're wondering what's going on, said that was a bad idea. Said it was a bad idea to lock everything down. And that the virus had a 95-point survival rate. I think that's for people who are sick. It's 98.99 for people who don't have a goddamn new wrap just double sealed, and I have to wrap it twice again. So, and I'm just that's my biggest concern right now. most of you people are like scared of Trump and everybody's talking about how racist he is. We're living in a racist nation. You're obsessed with racism. And that's my biggest issue right now. That is my biggest issue, the whole obsession about race. You know, this nation is racist. If you were so racist, you would have been back on a boat, back to Africa again. There's this one lady, or back to wherever you came from, but you did. You came here. Oh, this is a racist nation because we elected a black president, and you elected a black president, and what? That makes us racist? That makes us even more racist? And then you were going to elect a white lady? Think about your logic here. You know, you give a shit about, again, content of the character and not the skin. I'm starting to suspect most of you people are supremacists in certain color groups, and I know it's not white either. You're letting your hatred and your anger get the best of you. And now look at it. Now we're going to be in a lockdown, and you're all cheering about your own demise. Hopefully, if this lockdown shit doesn't get passed, because I don't know, I'm hoping that this fraud shit gets fucking cleared up and that Joe Biden is not a president-elect, because the media were praising that around, even though there was clear fraud. There was clear fraud in that situation. Now, granted, I'm just a guy who does construction work, trying to make a living on YouTube, trying to make something of himself on a dying platform that doesn't want anybody to speak out against anything. You know, everybody calls me a fool or a dumbass or whatever the fuck they want to call me. I don't give a shit. I don't care anymore. You're not out here in the cold with me. You're watching me act like a fool, but you're not here with me. I know half of you have decent jobs, but most of these people out here, you know, you want to hear something funny? My business was considered essential only for, you know, for service work. You know, not everybody can work from home. Not everybody can fucking enjoy the luxury of that you people can, you know, and I'm not talking about a certain group of people. No, I know that sounds racist. You know, I guess that's why everybody's so freaked out, because everybody has racism on the mind. That's the big catch-22. It's racist, everything's racist. Well, you know what? Tough fucking shit. What if everything is racist? What if everything isn't, you know, what if you're the racist? You ever stop to think about that? And then I've had people argue me about that. They go back on their family history. Well, I have black in me, I have Native American, I have all these different shades of brown, and it's like, yeah, but that's kind of the problem with racism, is that you don't see your own faults here. You know, you accuse somebody else of it, but you do realize that black people have the capacity of being racist. Native Americans have the capacity of being racist. Every nationality has the capacity of being a racist. A violent racist, maybe, but just a racist. And then this is the thing. You know who the biggest racist of all is? God. Guess who his favorite people are? Guess who God's people are? I'm just going to leave that at that. Now, I know I'm sounding all sorts of miserable and depressed, but frankly, I'm just a little stressed out right now, and this is the only therapy I can get that I can afford. It doesn't cost me an arm and a leg and tells me to pop pills. But you know what? I'm not popping pills anymore. Not popping anymore. It goes into my brain. I eat meat and that's it. Meat, eggs, water. A very carnivore diet. And let me ask you something else. Did everybody know that Joe Biden was going to lock down the country for 3 months? And that he was pro-lockdown? Are you okay with the lockdown? Are you okay with this new abnormal? That's all I'm asking. You know? I'm just asking that because it just seems like people have just kind of given up on their own freedoms in a sense. They don't see how good they got it here. You know, we're apparently someone argued with me that we're 17, and I didn't argue with it because it it's this whole idea. It's like, oh, we're 17 and it comes to freedom, and it's like, really? I don't buy that. People have people over listen to statistics and stuff like that, but they don't look at the facts. It's like, what freedom do you want? Like, what kind of freedom are you talking about? The freedom to piss in public, which is not really legal. You know what I mean? Let me get this done. This is what happens when you inherit a business that you didn't really want, and now have to deal with. It's all right. It's all right. Making moves without telling anybody. Never tell anybody your plan. Everybody wants to alter the plan. Everyone wants to hear your plan, then tell them that it's different because they want something from you. Always want something from you. So, what can I say? I'm freaked out. I'm only pissed off because they're closing the gyms. I'm upset about that. Now Philadelphia apparently wants to close everything down because, cough is spreading around. The coof. Which is another weird thing. You can't say COVID-19 in public. You can't say it on YouTube because apparently false information. Only Dr. Fucci, the weirdest looking Italian man ever, who, why are we listening to one doctor? Can we ask that question? Why are we listening to only one doctor, one practitioner? If I had a disease, I wouldn't be asking one doctor. I'd be asking multiple doctors. I'd be asking this doctor right here, this doctor right here. If I have this disease or there's an alternative to fixing it. Because, if you have the disease, do you just give up or do you find an alternative to get rid of that disease or somehow manage it? Nobody wants to think about that. They all want to suffer and play the victim. This is the problem. It's like you would figure a way out. Lorenzo's Oil. If you've ever seen that movie with Susan Sarandon, I think it is, and I'm trying to think of the other actor's name. Nick Nolte. Great story about basically in that story the one kid gets a disease that basically turns him into a vegetable, and he basically is dying, and his dad's trying to keep him alive, trying to keep him moving and stuff like that, and his dad figures out there's some kind of special enzyme in some oil, and honestly, it shows and the dad was never like a scientist type or any kind of like medical professional whatsoever. And he just did the research. And I think that's the issue people don't do anymore. They don't figure out how to solve their own problems anymore. They listen to experts to live a normal, healthy life. There's a great song by Genesis that goes, "Living Forever." And it's basically about, talking about how weird the world is today and how people are telling you what you should do to live life, healthy and strong. And living forever, and there's a part in the song that goes, "I don't really think you have the answer. You just want to rule over everybody's life." And that's what's going on. These people, these politicians who, I was listening to a bit of a video, I was watching something on MSNBC, not MSNBC, I think it was MSNBC or NBC. They had what's that biggest asshole? Andrew Cuomo on, and he was just like, the way he was talking to the press, like they were asking him some legit questions, and he was like, don't you talk to me like that. Hey, next time don't you? Hey, you calm down your attitude here, right? And I'll give you an answer here, all right? It was just like this. He was acting like a mobster, and it just shows you that these people have lost, all touch with reality, and they act like gangsters. And nobody wants to bat an eye. Nobody wants to bat an eye.
And this is coming from a guy who just wants to do game reviews on his YouTube channel. He's so damn busy with his entire life dealing with the stress of the goddamn election, the lockdowns. People want to shut down America because they're afraid of a little goddamn cold. You know, and that means I gotta sacrifice everything. I'm sorry, but I lived through 9/11. I'll tell you this much, it fucking sucked. It fucking sucked. 9/11 sucked. This sucks as well. And guess what? It's all based on goddamn lies and misdirection and misinformation. There's nothing real about this. I mean, it's a scam. It's like a goddamn scam. And yes, people are dying. I get it. People are dying. So shove that in my face. Use dead people as an excuse to fucking tell me that I'm wrong. Don't. You know, the government always cares about its people, even though it's bombed many of people, put people in concentration camps. Oh, trust the government because it's the end-all be-all. And this is what happens when you remove God out of the equation. You don't listen to anybody but these fucking experts who have no clue what they're talking about, including Dr. Fauci, who said the masks don't work, they're ineffective. And now he's coming out and saying that, oh, by the way, once the vaccines come out, we're still going to wear masks. Fuck you. If I'm going to get injected, force inoculated with some fucking weird-ass thing, I'm removing the mask because I'm free of the goddamn, I don't have to wear it anymore. Isn't that what the vaccine was all about? And if you people don't question, you know, the vaccines, you call everybody else who's an anti-vaxxer a moron and stupid, uneducated. That's your greatest excuse. You just go to the uneducated part. You know, these uneducated people, why don't you question it? Why don't you question it for a fucking second? No, you don't. You're so complacent with the way things are going. How's that worked out for you recently? Have they left you alone? Have they left you alone? You know, with their... No, they will never leave you alone. You know, they beg, please, and thank, but they will never leave you alone. You know, they'll keep taking an inch, and this is why people were freaked out with Donald Trump. Why do you think the media? Why do you think the government? Why do you think most of the Democrats, the rhinos, the people who were afraid that Donald Trump was going to get along? By the way, we're all freaking out that he was going to cause World War III. Not there yet. He didn't call it. Like 3 years that he was in there, nothing. Don't give me this fear-mongering bullshit. Well, you have to wait longer. That's the thing. It's like, you know what? It makes me laugh. When I used to watch the movie Back to the Future, there was a great scene in that movie where Doc asks, basically, asks Marty Brown, Marty Roy Brown, Marty McFly, who's the president of 1985, and Marty goes, Ronald Reagan, and everybody goes, Ronald Reagan, the actor? Yeah. Like, if you told people, they'd be skeptical. Oh my goodness, actors running Hollywood? Who's next? Jerry Lewis in office? It's like, people are so domestically trained to only want politicians and political jobs. You don't want people who have like outside thinking. I mean, look, everybody joked about Kanye West running for politics, but like, what's stopping you? It's like, you know, I think, you know, we'd be in war with everybody, and it's like, no, think about it. Like, look at your own policy. This is the thing that really pisses me off about, you know, schools, that they don't teach real shit. They don't teach civics. I was taught civics. I was the last class that taught civics, I guess, because it was important. And I liked it. I like the idea of like our country fighting this big tyrant, that we have this rights and liberties and freedoms. You know, as much as I didn't like school, that was the only thing I liked. You know, right now I'm using my freedom of speech right now, and eventually it's going to get censored. I only have 26 people, and I know half of you only came to the gaming part, but honestly, in this day and age, I think it's changed. I gotta hustle. Get all this done. I mean, I've been talking to myself. Well, I am talking to myself, but the difference is people might listen. So it's like, it gets annoying, man. It just gets absolutely fucking annoying. Yeah. And I'm just gonna have to shut up and deal with it? No, I'm not. You know here? You know, I don't. And this is the thing that bothers me about dealing with, you know, what's going on. People are so worried about this topical issue of racism. It's like, we've been beating this dead horse for a while. Let's be honest, the horse is not alive, all right? It's just on stilts, moving around. The Klan has never been that powerful. And if it does come back, do you want to know why? No, I do believe, actually no, I changed my mind. I do believe in racism in the sense that we are still a racist country, but not in the way you think. We're racist towards white people, and black people are now being riled up to be hateful. You know, they're riled up to be hateful. They're riled up to be hateful against, you know, white people. But women are riled up against to hate men. You know, this whole fucking feminist movement was absolutely going to begin with. Not really. I should take that back. The first wave and second wave are fine. Then you get into iffy territory when you get into the later second wave, and then you get into third wave, which is all about women being better than men, and then fourth wave will probably be women are the new men, and that they will discard anything that makes them feminine. That's the thing, you know. And it's like, you know, everybody's talking about me about, and again, I don't have all the information up in front of me, but I'm looking at this. Like, take a look at like movies and stuff like that. You know, everybody's complaining about Star Wars and how it sucks and how it's, you know, not everybody. I shouldn't say everybody. I know there's some guy out there, well, not everybody. It's like, well, you're keeping your mouth shut, and I know that for a fact. And I'm going to be honest with everybody. Episode 7 was not that bad, but not that great either. It didn't change anything. It just kind of pissed off a lot of people, and that's the end of that. Where are my resources? Everybody wants their sources and everything like that. I'm just speaking out of opinion, right, Chachi? And I mean everybody. I mean the people who actually give a shit. Really hard to do in a windstorm. I'm a little long in this video, so I'm going to finish it up. And I know people out there are willing to fight me now. But you know what? I'd rather not be in a lockdown. I'd rather not work. I'd rather not exercise. I want to exercise. I want to get in decent shape. Because I want to use my body. Honest to God, I actually do look good. Right? I do work out. You can't really see it underneath these layers because I'm out in the damn cold. And I got all these jesters and all these clowns coming after me. You know, trying to open up eyes. Never mind, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. I think I ran my course on what I want to say. So, you're probably sick of me speaking. I'm just goddamn done. You know, and I gotta say something. The reason why I stopped doing this for a while was simply because, let's just say I have no cheerleader when it comes to my mom, who everybody wants to say, she was a cheerleader for you. She was a cheerleader. No, she wasn't. You know. And I know you can say something about Freudian something or other, but God, when your mom's a 60-year-old feminist, it's not fun. It's not fun. And by the way, to all the young women out there, when you get into a certain age, quit feminism because it doesn't help you in the long run. So see you next time. And that'll be the end of that video. So take care, love you, bye, and peace. All right.